Okay, then we're joined by another former Loughborough coach. I'll let you introduce yourself, sir.
So my name's Josh. My gymnastics is my thing that I do. I've got a gymnastics company running. We run all round Leicester, teach hundreds of kids gymnastics. First started at Loughborough.
So you was there in 2014, Josh?
2014, that was a long time
It's
ago.
a while ago, isn't it? So you did the BTEC Sport, and you were successful in it. You did well. You got some good grades in the end.
Yeah, I got
After your first year of messing about, you did well in afterwards.
and then realised I've got a knuckle down.
I think that's the key thing. I think so. From at the minute, like I say, you run your own gymnastics company, and you go into schools and work with different clubs, and basically your job is a sports coach, but as a gymnastics coach. So
yeah, well, that was what I started as. I was a sports coach to begin with, and then I picked something that I love doing.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I started doing gymnastics, and then found, wait, I'm doing sports coaching. Why don't I put both of them together? And then I went with it.
So on the BTEC, you did a bit of sports coaching and some of the modules. Did that help you a little bit to kind of start where you need to kind of pick yourself up to run your business?
Massively. Massively. It teaches you that first initial of how a session should be structured, like what you should include in a session. And it gives you that basis, because at college, you're going to do your coaching stuff. You're going to be that basic coach.
Yeah.
You're going to know how to start, do a warm-up, do a session, finish a session, talk to people what you should and what you shouldn't be doing. But that gives you that your first little base. And once you go into sports coaching, if you saw me coaching 4 years ago compared to what I coach like now, I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
Like, even just like the way that I stand and the way that I use like my hand gestures when I'm talking. Back when I was in 2014, you'd see me stood there going,
yeah.
You just stand on the red line and just line up. But now, as soon as you put me in front of 30 people, I've got like that little switch.
Yeah.
I'm like, right, come on, let's go. Let's get on this. Let's do this. Let's go. And that's what you might be scared to do it start on off with, but it's that first building block to then get better and better and better and better.
I think that's important. So I think for the kids who are watching this, 16, 17, 18, they can do things now, really, can't they, to help on that journey?
Oh, yeah, massively, yeah. Go and see what you can do out there. Watch other people. For me, I do gymnastics. So I look for the big people in gymnastics, like a Nick Ruddock, who's one of the high-performance coaches. Follow him on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. As soon as he pops up on my iPad, what's he doing? How's he doing that? He's got videos on there of him coaching, how he talks to gymnasts. So it's all information that I can just literally, my iPad's next to me now, I could pick it up.
Yeah.
Within an hour, I could learn a different way to teach a group of 15 kids, and it cost me nothing.
It's huge, and I think, like I say, a lot of national governing bodies are putting like free course on as well on their websites. And I think, like you say, just because you don't get a formal qualification, everything's a learning. It's all a building block. You know, all these building blocks add on to being a coach.
Well, I'll watch a video on YouTube, and I'll see a certain press, especially gymnastics. It's creative. So I'm in a gym. I've got all these blocks and stuff. I can make any setup that these blocks can make. But then you watch on the internet, you see someone doing something. Instantly, as soon as you're in the gym and you go, right, let's go, your head just goes, I've seen this, I've seen that, I've seen this, I've seen this. And then you set up and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good, that is. I like that.
I think the big thing for them as well is that also volunteering is huge. You know, at this age, they can go and volunteer and help out just sessions with, with qualified coaches.
It gives you an understanding of what it's like. Like, college is amazing for when you first start and you learn your coaching and like I said, you understand how to coach. But as soon as you're pushed into a room full of 30 kids that you don't know any of their names, they don't know you, and you have to stand there and introduce yourself. It gives you that feeling of, okay, that's what it's actually like. And if somebody came down to me in my gymnastics club, can I volunteer for a week? Yeah, of course you can. You've made that first step of going, I like to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and I want to know more about it.
Exactly.
And especially like if a 16, 17-year-old kid came up to me, which is, I've got two coaches that work for me now that are one's 16 and one's 15. And that's the first thing that they did when they come up to me was, can I come and help out for a little bit?
Yeah.
I said, yes. 2 weeks later, I said, I can. You're actually good at this. Do you want a little wage from it?
Yeah.
If you're here every Monday, Friday, and Saturday, you'll get your wage and you can enjoy your weekend then with some money instead of having your parents.
No, I think it's huge. I think, like I say, the volunteering is really, really crucial. I think also for sports coaching, one of the biggest things is, and they can go to universities, and I know we're going to probably touch upon it in a second because you went to university then dropped out of it, and this the whole point is that university's got to be right for the right reasons. It can be good and it cannot be good, but the key thing is their coaching qualifications from the national governing bodies is what they need to be doing really.
But yeah, if they want to do sports coaching, that was what I realised.
So
a bit too late.
But the level 1 for gymnastics, we were just talking about it previously, is roughly, you said about £320?
Yeah, so your level 1's 319, and then your level 2, I think it is a bit, I think it's 600.
Yeah.
So overall, it's going to cost you £1,000 to be a fully qualified coach.
Yeah, and
your first, if you go down like the same route as me, it cost me £1,000 to be a fully qualified coach. But I started my own company. I made that back in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's just so buzzing as soon as you start.
Exactly, and that's one of the key things as well. I think also, for someone who's 16, 17, and they're looking now, is that, a little part-time job could easily save that money up, or if not, they've got parents, for Christmas or birthdays, think outside the box of what you can do that's going to really stand you in good stead for the rest of your career and the rest of your future as well.
The way I see it now is if there's a course that's going for me that's £80, is I've got more of a business mindset now.
Yeah.
But that's not a cost; it's an investment.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'll put 80 quid. Right. Well, sometimes 80 quid's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But at the back of your mind, okay. If I do this, say, no matter what it is, if it's a preschool class or a preschool course, I do this course for 80 quid. That means I can have 10, 15 kids and I can teach a preschool class.
Yeah.
So it's cost me 80 quid here, but as soon as I finish that course, I set up one session, bam, you make your money back.
No, absolutely.
It's not cost, it's an investment.
It really is.
And a lot of people don't understand that.
No, I think that's the thing sometimes that they think that, like I said, it has to be paid for things. And I said that we spoke about this off camera that, just because you get paid £6 somewhere doesn't mean anything, because the knowledge you can pick up from that one person for volunteering is worth more than £6, £8, £10 than you'll ever get really anything.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, you just got. If I went back in time to when I was 16, it'd be how have all these people got to where they are?
Yeah.
Like for you, how do you work for Loughborough? How did you first get to Loughborough?
Yeah.
And if I went back to college, I'd sit in the room and be like, Danny, how did you get there?
Yeah.
Like, what was your first thing? But back then, I never thought of it like that, and I wish that I did when I was 16, 17. I wish I could have gone in a time machine and spoke to 24-year-old me and gone, this is what your life's going to be like now.
Yeah.
And what you do now is going to affect that.
Yeah. They're all little building blocks, isn't it? It's foundations to where you get there.
You can't expect to do your, like for me, I wouldn't have expected to do a BTEC course, come out of it, get a coaching job, bang 28 grand a year.
Yeah. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't.
No. Get 28 grand a year, 2 years later, apply for a mortgage, get a house, get a nice girlfriend, get a kid, but not a chance. But when you're young, that's what you think it's like.
Yeah.
It's really not.
No. And I think, like I say, I think for me as well, it's about them to learn the resilience, that they have to put the hard yardage. And I think when they see yourself, obviously, as a successful gymnastics coach, got his own business, etc., they see all the nice things, but they don't see the kind of, I always call the iceberg effect. They see the top of the iceberg, they don't see the underneath it, which is massive. All the sacrifice you do. So as a coach, let's go on to that. What's the good and bad points of your job then?
Like for me, the main reason that I do gymnastics is to see somebody, like if I'm training, I love teaching adults gymnastics. When an adult comes to me and they're like, I want to learn this, this and this, there is no better feeling that you've worked with them for 2-3 weeks and then they finally do that skill and they give you that look of, oh my God.
Yeah.
I did it. And it doesn't it's just a strange feeling. Like I don't know what it is. You're proud, I suppose, that it's not even the fact that you've managed to get them to that. No. It's when someone comes to you saying that they want to do something and you finally get them to do it. It just took you to somewhere and you're like, oh yes, I love this.
There's things, that's the same in any teaching, any coaching. I think the biggest thing is that you can't give me money for how proud you are when you see people succeed. When you see them achieve and succeed, that's the biggest motivator. Until you've had that feeling where someone kind of comes back and says, oh, thanks for that, or thanks for that, you could give yourself, X amount of money, it just wouldn't be enough because that's a thing you can't recreate or have really.
No, like I've worked with people I did like one-to-one sessions with people for years, and great one-to-one sessions, amazing, £30 an hour.
Yeah.
But I'd happily give them all that money back to see them do the skill that they've been practicing for the last year.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it just touches you in a different way. You're like, it just makes you happy, I suppose.
No, it does. So what's the bad part of the jobs then? Because we talked about it, it's quite unsociable hours sometimes.
Yeah, unsociable hours. But like for me, I'd have said when I was younger that would be quite a big thing.
Yeah.
Like it was unsociable hours. Is that something that I want to do? But I've been in it that long now that they aren't my sociable hours are when I'm not at work.
Yeah.
Like I start work at 4 and I'll finish at 9:30.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm just thinking, well, that's great. I'm out earning money while everyone else is sat on the sofa watching TV.
Exactly.
During the day, all the shops are open. Like people are about. It's not like, I work at 4. I can't ever go and see anyone because I'm always at work.
Yeah.
And especially like sports coaching as well, is I teach adults in the evening and kids at like 4 till 7.
Yeah.
So a lot of those people that I've met through that, they're all my mates.
Yeah.
Like adult class, we have adult class nights out. It isn't unsociable because those people, anything sports coach, football, basketball, cricket, they're all the same people that have got the same interests as you. So it's unsociable, people would say, but once you've been in it and it becomes what you do, it's not.
No, I think
one of the bad things I'd say is it is hard to make a living from coaching, but you can't expect straight away to be able to make a living straight away from sports coaching.
I think it's a great point. I think some people think kind of you go to college, you go to university, you come straight out, perfect job, ideal family, and it just doesn't work like that. Like you said, we spoke about this before. There's going to be times in years where you've got to graft and it just doesn't work, or some, there is failures.
Yeah, for me, when I first started sports coaching, I was on £5 an hour.
Yeah.
Which less than minimum wage now.
Yeah.
I think it was less than minimum wage
back then.
When I was living there. Yeah. But that was the first thing. If I went straight in and I was and you wanted people to come to me as a coach to give up their time and their money, why would you come to somebody that's got no qualifications, that's not done anything to build themselves up to that? You want somebody that I hope that the people that come to me look up to me and go, yeah, I want to be like that.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to do what he can do. I can do all the flips, I can do all the tricks, and it's nice that people come to me and go, I want to do what he did.
Yeah.
And I didn't learn gymnastics as a kid. I started when I was 15.
Yeah.
So when I was 15 to 18, I just blasted out training, blasted it out, and just kept going. Worked on 1, getting better at gymnastics, 2, getting better at coaching, and at the end of it, I think I've got an all right coach.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You do all right, Josh. No, you have. I think one of the key things as well, though, Josh, and that's the key thing, is that for sports coaching, you don't have to be a name. You don't have to be a world champion. Coaching is so much different to playing and to competing. And actually, the skills you need to be a successful coach is not, kind of what is the same as being a professional athlete.
No. Oh no, definitely not. No. You can be just as good as a sports coach as like you'd see, like say if someone saw Max Whitlock in the gym.
Yeah.
A lot of the kids would be like, oh my God, But I'm not an Olympic gold medalist, but I'll walk into a gym and I'll have 20 kids go, oh, it's Josh. Oh,
exactly.
And that's what makes you love it.
Yeah. No.
But people want to be with you and they want to do what you say, basically. And that's what sport coaching is, I guess. Teaching.
What other things in sports coaching you've had to learn then? I'm sure things like marketing, accountancy, running your own business.
Don't talk about accountancy. Yeah, well, as soon as I started the business, that was... It's strange. When I first started the business, even my mindset was, I'm just going to go out and teach kids gymnastics.
Yeah.
But you start it, a week down the line, you go in, all right, I've got 10 kids in this class. Now I need to learn how to use Facebook, Instagram. How can I say the right things that makes a parent go, oh, that gym club looks good.
Yeah.
Like I'd take my kids there, because at the end of the day, they're kids. You've got to be trusted with their kids. Because for me, I don't do parent viewing. So the parents literally just drop their kids off and they go. So if they're say if you're on Facebook, say if you're on Instagram and you're doing stupid stuff,
Yeah.
if a parent sees that, they're going to be like, "Do I really trust him with my kid for an hour?"
Yeah. No.
That's what they're paying for at the end of the day, is one, to trust you, and to teach their kid.
Well, the kids are the most valuable thing, isn't it? So to a parent, it's the most valuable thing in their life, and they're trusting you to have that parent. And also, especially with gymnastics, it can be dangerous. You know, let's be honest about what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they need to trust that. And I think, like you say, I think your personal persona, how you come across as a coach, is huge. But there's lots of things that I think people who are watching this now, looking to go into sports coaching, they can do now. So think about social media. Think about how, I mean, I know you started your own YouTube channel, which is fantastic, and lots of things like that. And there's a lot of other things they have to think about, not just coaching on the, like for you guys in the gym. There's other things you got to go outside of that.
Yeah, massively. You got to build yourself up, innit? You can't just do it.
Yeah.
Like I said to you, when you're 15, 16 and you put in front of people to do a sports coaching session, you're like,
Yeah.
But you can't expect to be amazing. Some people will. Some people will just jump in front and be like, snap, snap, snap.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. But for the majority of us, you won't.
No.
You got to learn. You got to pick it up. It's like I could do it in a Rubik's Cube. Like I couldn't just pick a Rubik's Cube up and do it.
Yeah.
I practiced and I could do it in 43 seconds.
Hey, check you. That's on your CV, isn't it? That is on your CV. So, Josh, the last question then from before we finish. If I took you back to like 2014, took you back to when you were 16, 17, and in my class, what would you tell yourself? What were the things you'd kind of say, right, listen, these are the things to get nailed on?
Just crack on. Like, you're at like, especially like you're at Loughborough. It's a good college. Like there's so much out there for you. Like don't go to the Radmore Centre and meet up with your mates and then just go up to town.
Yeah.
Like go and speak to Danny, go and speak to the people, go up to Danny, go up to whoever your form tutor is. What did you do? Like, and then another thing that I'd say to myself as well, especially when I was 16, is if you want to do something, don't hang about with it.
Yeah.
Like, don't think, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? Like, don't bother thinking about it. If you want to do something, just go out, do it, and then learn from it.
Yeah.
If it goes wrong, that didn't work.
Yeah.
I'll try it this way. That didn't work. I'll try this. That worked good. I'll try it that way. But most of all, just knuckle down, man. If I could look myself in the eye when I was 15, 16, I'd go, I love what I've done.
Yeah.
Like I love what I did when I was 15, 16. I've always loved sports coaching. I've always liked PE. So just crack on with it.
Yeah.
Don't mess around. Like, yeah, it's great having fun and stuff with your mates, but get the stuff that's important done first.
Yeah.
Don't hang about. Just crack on.
Great advice, Josh. Really enjoy it. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Not a problem, my friend.